can become the end. And it might not be so important to worry about that question. So I did what made sense at the time, and I went online and I looked on Dr. Gladwin's CV, which is 22 pages. And I realized that a CV is just a glorified list, a linear way of thinking about Dr. Gladwin's incredible contribution to sustainability and to student lives. And I thought it would be more appropriate to reformat it.
Yay!
This is actually the start of reformatting it. What you're looking at is a fraction of what's not on the CV. As a constant loop diagram. And you can see there's a lot of positive feedback loops within the system. Everybody here knows Dr. Gladwin as an incredibly inspiring person. I don't know if you know what he's accomplished, but I was not entirely shocked to learn he's contributed to over 100 and written 125 publications and books. He's been honored and recognized by people that we honor and recognize, such as the Aspen Institute. And most importantly, he's been a major part of the formation of our opinions, of our future careers, of our future lives. And what we're here to do is to talk about our experience here at ERB and with Dr. Gladwin. So with that, I'm going to hand it off to Sabrina.
So with all of us trying to think of how on earth we're going to make systems thinking a differentiator, not only can you use that causal loop as your visual resume if you're doing anything after retirement, because that's a big trend, we commissioned a systems diagram for you by putting it right over there. If you can't notice, it not only will allow everyone to understand the power of Tom Gladwin, but also some of the emergent properties and unintended consequences of dealing with Tom Gladwin. But just so you know, it truly embodies you as Thomas Neil Gladwin.
Oh, initials.
Retirement. So you were telling me last night about some of these books deals that you're going for. And so having worked in a myself, how can we get some key messages, some media pieces, or at least one of them? So these are quotes you have to encourage them to. We have tiny brains. Repeat after me. I have a
tiny brain.
Women are our future, men suck.
So
So here's something you can use at the bar tonight to try to pick someone up. Trust me, you'll sound smart. That's happened to you guys. It happens to our undergrads as well. And really, what do you think the polar bears would think about this? So think about that when you go through the media. But from a student perspective, our lives have forever been shaped, and as you can tell, this is a very nonlinear oscillation in our own student experience with you, Gladwin. So to start it off, we went back to day one. So everyone at the start of their experience comes to this lovely Gladwin barn. Thinks ERB is really cool. We don't have to do this on campus. And for someone like me, we're doing this in the 100-degree Fahrenheit, which the barn actually resembled more of an Indian sweat lodge than an actual barn. But you think those are like,
that's air conditioning.
Grandpa that I can take a class with this. I'm ready to start school and begin to save the world. So, right on that.
You begin ERB seminar, and you learn that the world is going to shit. Largely sensitive years, but that's reality, and you have to face reality. And then, not only is the world going to shit, but it's our responsibility as ERBers to save it. And if you want to save it, maybe we should reconsider having kids. But at the end of the semester, Professor Gladwin takes us out to Pizza House where we have beers and we drink to forget. This was supposed to be a jib. And in this sad state, then you go during your second year to Ross. And you relearn linear thinking. And then you realize that maybe we can actually save the world by doing something called value creation.
So by third year, things are looking a little bit glum for the third year. So if you've noticed in any of the hallways, you might see a conversation like this. Third year, not my problem. First year, I'm just asking how your spring break was. Third year, not my problem. So now I'm at the end of third year's enrolled in a systems thinking class, and they learn different ways to think about the world. They've learned how to rediscover purpose, which is very important. And so you can see that as a squiggly line indicates it's a non-linear journey. It's not an easy path. And even if our solid models tell us that the ship's already sinking, Tom reminds us that humor is an essential element to make sure that we maintain our composure as we're struggling, despite the gloom and doom. And we're pushed to question the status quo, to expand the boundaries of possibility and action. And ultimately, we realized that maybe we had a toolkit now that could help us to save the world, maybe. But especially because we're wearing suits, right? And I just want to point out that Tom's third year influence extends beyond the systems thinking class. So in my personal case, he was a guiding force throughout my entire third year. He was my master's project advisor, and he advised our entire team on how to focus our efforts and maintain our composure as we face challenges. So after presenting to General Motors today at their headquarters, our team would like to think that we all did save the world. They're not here, but at least we wore suits and made bold claims, which after all, is really all we can do to help right the ship. So Tom, obviously, you've deeply impacted the Earth community and all of us students in many ways. There's some quotes up here. I just want to go down a list of some of the many things that you've done to help us out. So you've helped us to understand the challenges that our world faces, some small, many large, and absolutely all of them complex and interdependent. You've changed the way we think about those complex problems, so how to assess impact, diagnose issues, and envision solutions. You've inspired and challenged us to think differently, and not just on the surface, as has been said, but with a skeptical eye that seeks the truth. And after all, not everyone in a suit is being honest. That's only the case for Urbers. You've also helped to build the Urb program and draw us together as a community.
So in conclusion, on behalf of the student body, Professor Gladwin, we want to express our deepest thanks to you for all of the wisdom and passion you've imparted and shared with the Urb student community. And in spite of the gloom and doom, you'll always be our beacon of hope.